Okay, so today we are going to start our project Wildfire Tracker, and let's find out what it is about. So about the project, it is a web application that uses the EONet API of NASA to display the coordinates in the world map where there is a wildfire. The API has been provided below, and you can check that out, as well as this web application shows the per day data regarding the wildfire in the world. So here, basically, in this web app, we'll be creating an application that displays the world map along with the coordinates, or you can say the places will be marked where there is a wildfire in the whole of the world. So this will be the project that we're going to do, and the technologies that we are going to use in this project will be React.js, CSS, React hooks, Fetch, Async Await, Google Map, React, and Iconify. So let's get inside each and every. Let's get in detail what each and every technologies are used for. The first one is React.js, and React.js is an open source JavaScript library that is used for building user interfaces specifically for single page applications, and it's used for handling the view layer for web and mobile apps. React also allows us to create reusable UI components. So basically, React is a open source JavaScript library, and we will be using React as a front end part for that application, and it provides a feature of creating components that can be reused again and again in. Yeah, so React.js is an open source JavaScript library that is used for building user interfaces specifically for a single page applications. It's used for handling the view layer for web and mobile apps. React also allows us to create reusable UI components. So yeah, React.js is basically an open source JavaScript library, and we will be creating our project with the help of React.js, as it provides many different features like handling the view layer of the web, and we can create reusable UI components. Basically, the component that we create can be reused in different other components, and together we can create the whole web application with the help of components. So this is React.js. The next is CSS, and this is a style sheet language used to describe the presentation of a document written in HTML or XML is subheading. So basically, CSS describes how elements should be rendered on screen, on paper, in speech, or on other medium. So CSS in our web is basically used for designing the whole application. We'll be using CSS for designing the whole web app. And the next one is React hooks. So hooks are the new addition in React 16.8, and they let you use state and other React features without writing a class. So here in React hooks, before the version of 16.8 of React, there was nothing related to hooks, and every components and every functionality was done with the help of classes. But after the addition of React hooks, it made the creation of our project very easy, as they were basically focusing on the state of a variable, and this React hooks proved to be very helpful when we build the project with using hooks, and as compared to that of the class-based components, basically the class-based. So in our project also there are a variety of other hooks, but in our project we'll basically be using useState hook along with useEffect hook. The other one is Fetch, and this is a Fetch API is a tool that's built into most modern browsers on the window object, and enables us to make HTTP requests very easily using JavaScript promises. To use Fetch, we just need to write it like fetch the link of the URL that we want to fetch the data from, and this will return a promise that can be handled by async await. So generally Fetch returns a promise, and we can tackle that thing by the help of async await. So let's see what is actually async await. Async await is an extension of promises which we get as a support in the language. Since here we are dealing with API, so we will automatically be working with asynchronous JavaScript. I will be using this. So whenever we use async await, that surely means that there is basically something that we are dealing with is asynchronous. So in case of async await, whenever we are like fetching a data from the API that we are doing asynchronously. So we need to specify the function as async so that the function acts asynchronously, and then we use the await keyword to tackle the promises and wait until we get all of the data for our project. So this is how we will be using async await. And the other one is Google Map React. So it is a component written over a small set of Google Maps API. It allows you to render any React component on the Google Map, and it is fully isomorphic, can render on any server. Additionally, it can render React components in the browser even if the Google Maps API is not loaded. So we'll be using this Google Map React to display the whole Google Maps along with using the functionality of the React and different components. We can render that on the Google Maps basically. So Google Maps API. So this is something that we'll be using in our project, and we'll be installing this Google Maps React. And yeah, the next and the last thing is Iconify, and this Iconify is basically used for using the icons that it has. It is basically a unified framework aimed to offer all popular icon sets with easy to use syntax. And there are many other examples that example of icons that the Iconify provides. Some of them are font awesome, material design icons, jam icons, and several emoji sets. So we'll be using Iconify to use this fire icon to display the wildfire on the Google Maps. So yeah, let's from the next video we'll be starting with the project. So yeah, so now we'll start building our project, and for that, first of all, we need to set up the development environment, and we need to create our React app. So for that, first of all, we need to open our terminal, and the shortcut for opening a terminal is Control Shift plus backticks. And now after we have opened the terminal, we can just write the commands npx create React app. And now we need to add a name, so I'll add Wildfire tracker, and I'll press enter. So now this command will basically create our React app of the name Wildfire tracker app, and this will be present in our C drive inside the users folder, and inside that I have a folder with the name Ishan, and project will be created there only. This React app. So yeah, you can see it's here it's written creating a new React app. So yeah, it will take some time, and let's wait until then. You can see that it's installing the packages necessary like React DOM, React scripts, and yeah, so it will take some time, and we'll wait for some time. Yeah, so now our React app has been created. So I'll go just open the folder where the React app has been created. So first of all, I'm already inside the folder Ishan Das, inside the C folder and users, and I'll just look out for the wildfire tracker. So yeah, I got this, and I'll open this folder, and yeah. So this is our React app, and these are the files that are present in this wildfire tracker app. And first of all, we need to open our terminal, and we need to run some commands like we need to run npm start to start our React app. And this by doing this we can easily start our React app, because you can see here React script start, it's saying React script start. So like whenever we go to our package.json file, we can find a scripts part inside of package.json file, and this scripts is having a start which is basically React script start. So whenever I write the command npm start, it will automatically run this React scripts start, and this will run our React app. So it will take some time, and for until then, let's wait. Yeah, so now our React app has been started, and when we go to our browser, we can see this. But we do not want this, so we need to make some couple of changes. So for that, I'll go to our VS Code, and I'll delete logo.svg along with app.test.js, along with index.css and report web vitals. We'll delete these 4 files, and yeah, so let's delete them. Move to recycle bin. Yeah, so now you can see there are 3 errors. So first of all, we need to go to our app.js file, and remove this logo.svg. We'll also remove this whole part inside this app file, this whole div, and we'll just write here as for now h1 tag, and here I'll write wildfire tracker. Now I'll go to our index.js file, and inside this index.js file I'll remove this report web vitals. I can also remove these all because they are just comments, so we not really need them, so I'll just remove them. Sorry. Yeah. And I'll also remove index.css from the import, and report web vitals from the import. After doing this much, all the errors will be removed. I'll press save, and you can see compiled successfully, and there are no errors as for now. Yeah, so now what we need to do is we need to go to our app.css file and remove everything and save. Now when we go to our browser, we can see wildfire tracker automatically coming here because we have removed everything from CSS file. So everything because previously our app.css file had text align of center, but since I've removed that also, this is automatically been put inside the left side. Now the next thing that we're going to do is we'll provide we'll like target all the elements for this browser, and I'll give it a margin of 0 and also a padding of 0. Now when I save this, I can see this will automatically shift at the top left corner, because now there is no margin as well as there is no padding for this this head div also, or you can say this h1 tag also. So it is shifted to the top left corner. Now let's create some components. So first of all, I'll go to our app.js file, and first of all let's go to our source file and create a component of the name header. So header header.js, and I'll press enter. And now our header.js component has been created. I'll use RAFCE and press enter. This will automatically write all the boilerplate code, and inside this header we'll just give it a class name of header, and inside this header I'll just write anything like wildfire app, wildfire tracker. And now I'll save this. Now then I'll go to our app.js file and import this header from header, and I'll save it. And other than this h1 tag, I'll just provide this header component. Now when I save it, everything will remain the same. You can see wildfire tracker, but this is the font size has decreased because the header.js file doesn't have a h1 tag. It's just written inside the div. So I'll just give this copy this, and inside this div I'll give it a give an h1 tag. So yeah, so I'll give one h1 tag, and inside that I'll paste this wildfire tracker and save it. Yeah, so now even the size will remain the same, and I'll do the same for one more component of the name footer.js, just for providing the footer. And inside this footer.js component again I'll write RAFCE and press enter. Yeah, so now inside our footer app we'll just give this div a class name of footer, and inside this I'll give a h1, or you can say h3 tag, and this h3 tag will have credits, anything like Ishan, and I'll save it. Sorry, this will be div. Okay, now I can save it, and when I go to our app.js file, I'll just import this footer.js, and I'll save it, and I'll use this footer inside this function. Now when I save, I can see both of them together, Wildfire Tracker along with Credit Ishan. So our components are working. Our React app is working. So now in the next video, we'll deep directly into the creation of our project. Yeah. So now we'll install a couple of things. First of all, I'll open a new terminal, and inside this new terminal, I'll install npm I Google Map React. Google Map React. And other than that, I'll also install @iconify slash react along with @iconify slash icons dash mdi. So now I'll press enter, and it will take some time to install these three things. Yeah. So now after we have installed the packages, you can see in the package.json file, I have Google Map React along with its version, and I have also Iconify icons mid MDI and Iconify React, and they also have their respective versions. So now the next thing is we need to create, first of all, let's go to our public folder and go to our index.html file. Inside there we'll find a title tag where we can change the name from Wildfire Tracker, and when I save it and go to a browser, I can see the Wildfire Tracker as a name for this React app. Now I'll do one thing. I'll just create one new file of the name map.js, and this will be concerned with the creation of the map. Then I write rafc, the boilerplate code, and then inside this map I'll first of all import Google Map React. Google Map React from Google Map React. Google Map React, and now I'll save it. Now in our map functional component, I'll restructure two props, one of the name center and the other of the name zoom, for center part and the zoom part of our functional component. And now this div, let's give this div a name of class name of map, and inside this div I'll just give Google Map React, and inside this Google Map React I'll write bootstrap URL keys, and this will be equal to a key, and that key will be nothing but the key that we have got from our Google Cloud platform for this Google Map React API. So for that I'll just get the key. Yeah. So now I'll paste my key here. Second, and yeah, I can paste it here, and I'll close it along with a default center that will be equal to center, and default zoom. That will be equal to zoom. Now after we have done this, one more thing, this all will be placed inside this Google Map React, and I'll close it Now I'll save it, and the next thing that we're gonna do is we need to create a default prop values for this center and zoom. And for that, yeah, so now the next thing that we're gonna do is just write map dot default props, and this value we will set it to first of all, sorry, I'll look for the value center, and this center will have two coordinates. One will be the latitude, and let's give it a for now let's give it a default latitude of 3265, and the next one will be the longitude, so let's give it a name LNG, and for longitude I'll give 122.8765 8756, and the next thing will be zoom. So for zoom I'll give the zoom a value 6. Now, so the next thing is we need to import this map.js component inside our app.js app.js component. So for that, I'll first of all import map from map, and other than the header and footer, inside this we'll paste our map component, and I'll save it. Now, if we go to our browser, we can see nothing, just the wildfire tracker and the credits, because we hadn't set the styling of those stuff. So for that, let's just target the map class, and this map class will have a width of 100 view width, and and a height of 100 view height. Along with this, we'll give it a position of relative and save it. Now if we go to a browser, this page will open up correctly. See the JavaScript console. One second. Yeah, so now after we save it, when we go to our browser, we can see the whole of the Google map is present, along with the feature of zoom, and uh, we can use this map for our for tracking the wildfire. So the next thing that we're going to do is one more thing. Before doing that, you need to let me show you how to get the special key for this Google Maps API. And for that, you need to go to our Google Cloud platform and create an account. Go for APIs, and inside that, specifically look for the Google Map API, and then you need to create credentials, and you need to give it some name, and then perform some actions like the restriction of the key, like what type of website, either it is HTTP, or you need not provide any restriction for the for this API key. You need to specify them, and then you can use that key inside the project. And now I'll just close it, and let's uh, uh, go further for in yeah. So now let's move forward with the project. So yeah, so now we will create one more file of the name. We can give it a name of location marker.js. We will basically have the icons and all for marking the locations on the map. So I'll just create that this file, and then write rafce, press enter, and now inside this we need to first import icon from Iconify React. And the next thing that we gonna import is import location icon. I'm giving it this default name, and we will use this feature, you can say this thing by the name of location icon. So I'll just import it from Iconify icon/mdi, and inside that also I'll be using fire alert. So now I'll save this, and now inside our location marker a component, I'll just pass give this some props, and that will be latitude along with longitude, as well as an on click for extra details for the particular coordinates. And then let's give this div a class name of location marker, maybe location marker. And now inside this location marker, this div, I can add an on click function, and this on click function will have that on click prop. So yeah, I'll save it, and then inside this div we will basically um, use this icon, and inside this div we will basically use this icon and give it icon of maybe location icon, and now class name of location icon. So I'll give this yeah. So this icon will have icon of the name icon, which will take the value of location icon, that is nothing but the fire alert. And other than that, let's give this fire alert also a class name, so that we can design that with location icon. So yeah, I'll close this, and now I'll import this location marker.js file into our map.js file. So now inside our map.js file, I'll import this. Sorry, I'll import this location marker from location marker. And now uh, we will basically after this Google Map React, I'll just give it a location marker, and this location marker will by default take the value of latitude as center dot lat, and along with that the longitude will take the value of center dot long, and we will close this location marker component that we have used will pass this latitude value as center.lat and the longitude value of center.long to this location marker.js file, and this will accept these two values and will use it this latitude and longitude accordingly for the for giving that icon at getting that icon for that particular coordinate. So the next thing is when we go to our browser now, we can see the fire icon. Sorry, you can see there is an icon of fire at med4, this black colored icon of fire. But we need to give the design for that fire also, as it is not properly visible. So for that, I'll go to our app.css file, and now I need to target the location the icon of the name location icon. Yeah, so after that we need let's go to our app.css file, and I'll just write location slash icon and give this a styling. So first of all, let's give this a font size of 2 rem, and color of red as usual. And now if we go to our browser, we can see the color to be red for this particular coordinate, and this coordinate is basically the default value, and this is basically the default value of latitude and longitude that we have provided. We are still not using we have still not used the API for getting the coordinates. This is just the default API that we have had in this map.js file. You can see this map.default props. This is just the latitude and longitude, or you can see the coordinates for that particular location. So this is the default props, and now we will be using the API for getting the exact coordinates for the wildfire. So now that we'll do in the next video. Yeah. So now we will be basically starting the we will basically start the functionality where we will be using the data from that API. So first of all, let me show you the API, and this is the API that we'll be using, and we can find it in the NASA dot developers, basically the website from there is a website for the developers that NASA has created. It is of NASA, and it provides different varieties of APIs that you can use for your project. And inside that only we have used Unit API. That is basically the name of that API, and we have used that. That basically shows the data for the events that are happening, that natural disasters. Like when I open a new tab and just place this API, you can see it will get us this JSON data, and this JSON data is basically the value that we want. So for here you can see unit events, and description is natural events from unit. And first one is the event with the ID unit 6018, and it has a title of Wildfire. So now this Wildfire title, also the description is not present, link is present, and it has a category along with sources, geometries, and coordinates. Other than that, we have tropical cyclone, that also has some coordinates. And yeah, basically these are the things these are the values that we'll be using so in our project. So for that, let's go to our main app.js file, and inside this app.js file I need to uh, call use state, because we'll be now be using starting with the hooks. So I'll call use state along with use effect, and I'll call this from React and save this. Okay, 1 second. Browser doesn't contain a valid alias configuration. Can't resolve dot react. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry. Here we just need to write here like this. Yeah. So I'll import use state and use effect, and now inside our function app, we will basically create hooks for the variable hooks for use effect, use state, and first will be event data, and this event data. Yeah, and this event data will have another set uh, event data, and initially I'll have the default value of this to be an empty array along with one more of the name loading and set loading. So loading and set loading, give this also a default value of false. Initially the loading variable will be having the value of false, and this event data variable will be having the value of a null, or you can say an empty list or empty array. Now we will write a use effect um, function, and this use effect function will basically will call right inside this use effect a function, maybe fetch data or fetch events, and this will be asynchronous, as we are dealing with asynchronous JavaScript, as we are fetching an API. So it will automatically an asynchronous type of function inside which we will be fetching this API. So I'll make this asynchronous, and and this will be an arrow function. And now this in this arrow function we will first of all put set. Yeah, and now inside this arrow function we'll first of all put this set loading to true, as now we are fetching this data, so the loading part is true. And now we'll fetch the data. So for that I'll give it a variable name of response res, and await until we get the data. So I'll use this fetch keyword, and inside this I'll just put the URL. So the URL is this, and I'll close it. And now whatever we get will destructure that the same as events. These are the new features in the latest ECMAScript that contain the arrow functions as well. This is called object destructuring. So now whenever we get the data from this API inside this response, I'll just first wait until that response has been changed to the JSON data, and that JSON, basically this value that we have, these all this JSON data will have this events part specifically put inside, specifically that data will be present inside this events variable. That's only the meaning of object destructuring. So that after doing that, we will put set event data to this events itself, and this events only will be using, and other than that we will put set loading to false again, as we have finally as we finally got the data. So now we are not in a loading state, so I'll make this also false. Yeah. Yeah. So now since you can see this fetch, sorry, the spelling is wrong, FETCH. You can see this fetch events is not like, it's like a little bit darker in the shade because we haven't called this function till now. So I'll call this function fetch events, and now you can see both of them are colored. And now inside, basically, now for this fetch events I will call it and then console.log this event data to just see what is actually present inside. So now if I go to our map, okay, so I'll open our terminal and you can see the array, and you can see it's going on refreshing. The reason being, we haven't provided a dependency array, so for that I'll just give this a dependency array and make this empty. Now if we go and refresh, we can see only one, and that is an array that doesn't have any value. So I'll okay this, and yeah, so now you can see this entire array is present, and it has all the values of this unit, basically everything inside that events part I have now. I have that. So the next thing that we're gonna do is go to our project, and yeah, so now inside our return statement I'll basically do one thing, like I'll just check, give this a dynamic value, and first check if loading is true or not. So if it is true, then I'll call this map with the event data, map equals to event data, and I'll just close it. And one more thing, I'll just, after closing this, I'll put an else, inside which I'll give it as one tag of loading. And now I will basically after doing this, I can save it, and it is showing 2 errors. So the errors will be possibly be because of, one thing can be JSX fragment. So I'll just put this inside. I don't think that is a problem. Yeah, okay, some of them got over, but actually there is one problem with this map event data. Okay, sorry, I'm sorry, there should be an event data variable, event data. Yeah, now this will work properly, and I'll save it. I do not even need JSX fragment as well. Yeah, so now when I go to our browser and okay, and refresh, you can see loading for some time. see loading, and it will be for some time until we have fetched the data. So this is after data is fetched, it will automatically come like that. One more thing, there are two maps coming. That's because I have to remove this one. And now if I save it, you can see, yeah, first of all there is nothing but loading and wildfire tracker and all. And after some time, after we have fetched the data, we will get this. This page cannot be loaded, and at this time only we can see. I'm sorry, the thing we are not able to see is because we haven't console.logged. So the next thing that we're gonna do is, yeah, so now the next thing that we're gonna do is provide a loading page basically. So for that loading page, we need to create one loading page, and I'll just give it a name of loading.js, and this loading.js file will have, first of all, will import spinner from, and I'll just call spinner.gif. This spinner gif is nothing but this capital S spinner, sorry, yeah, and let's give this a small s only. And this spinner gif is nothing but a gif of a, you can see, spinning for this is basically for loading, and I'll be using this only inside our loader.js file, loading.js file. So I'll basically write, basically I give this div a class name, and I'll give it a class name of loader, and inside this div I'll provide an image source of image src of spinner, and alternate value will be set to loading. I'll close it, and other than this I'll also provide an h1 tag that will have fetching data. Now if we save it, and this loading.js we need to call inside our you can say app.js file also. So one second, I'll go to our app.js file, and in this part we need to do something. Yeah, so this inside this we will remove this whole loading h1 tag, and other than this we'll directly import loading this, and I'll import this loading. I have imported, okay, so I'll just do this, and now when I go to our wildfire tracker and refresh, you can see fetching data, and as soon as we have fetched the data, we'll get the map. One more thing, this wildfire tracker is coming at the bottom, and this credits is also coming at the bottom. We'll fix that afterwards, but for now I think it's fine. And we can even do one thing, we can remove this as of now I can, yeah, so now we can do one thing. As for now, let's remove this footer and header also, and we'll see to it later. Now it's just the fetching data, and we can find the map, and you can see still it hasn't shown the data exactly that we wanted. That's because we haven't set the coordinates or haven't passed the values for the coordinates. We have just set the event data, and we are just getting the array as of now. So the next step would be, so now let's design our loading part and for that, first of all, I'll call this loader class name, and give this loader class name a display of flex, and other than that, I'll give it a flex direction of column along with align items center, justify content also center, and lastly minimum height will provide, let's give it a minimum height of 100 view height, and I think this is fine. And the next thing is dot loader image, the we are targeting the image, and let's give this image a width of 500 pixels, and loader h1 also should get some styling, and give this a margin top of -100 pixels. Now if we go to a browser and see, refresh, we can see fetching data inside this, and we have got the we have got this home page. So let's this designing part is also done, and now let's focus on the next other focus on the other stuff now. So for that, yeah, so now we'll basically use this data that we have got, so for API's data. So for that, first of all, I'll go to our map.js file, and I'll basically use this event data also along with, I'll take this data, event data, and I'll basically get create a name of variable markers, maybe KERS markers. Yeah, so this markers will be having event data dot map, and this map, inside this we will have a variable of the name ev, and I'll just get check for the value of this ev, like if ev dot categories, okay, and the zeroth element of it, if that categories is has the id of 8, then for that case I'll return something, and other than that, for the other case else, I'll return null. So let's first see what is happening actually. So here the data, you can see this whole thing is nothing but that array is nothing but the event data. That event data is that array that we got, and we have passed that event data from add-app.js file. You can see to the map we have sent this event data as event data, and this event data is nothing but the data, the array that we have got. So we are sending that as a prop, and this event data, where is that, the map.js file, this is having this is taking this event data as a prop, and this event data.map, and whatever value that we have, what we have for that array, each and every element is for once is ev, and we will be checking ev.categories, and you can see every ev has a categories, like this is the first one of id 6018, other one is 6019, these are all different arrays. So for this event having the category, and the category also is an array that has this one is a 0th index, this is the first index, and this is the second index. So inside that categories also, if the 0th category, for the 0th value, this thing, the id value is 8, then for that it is wildfires automatically. So I'm basically checking that only, if that ev.categories and the 0th value of that id is 8, then we will return location marker, and give this a latitude of basically we are basically passing location marker with some props, like with some values, so that our ev dot geometries, 1 second, I'll check, and ev dot geometry, okay, this is the geometries, and inside this geometry we will be targeting the coordinates. So ev dot geometries, and I'll just go for the 0th index, and for coordinates of the coordinates I'll get the first one, and other than this I'll check for the longitude, and I'll set longitude to ev dot geometries, and 0th value dot coordinates, and for this also I'll be having 0th value, and now I'll close this. Now you can see when we go to a browser, you can see this geometries. The first one, basically inside the geometries, we are, because this geometry has only one array. So I'm just going into geometry 0, and inside this geometry 0 we are going to coordinate 0, and here coordinates 1. So basically for latitude the coordinates will be 1, as this is the coordinates, and for the longitude this is the coordinates. So this is 0 and this is 1. So that's how we have set the latitude and longitude value to this. And now if we go to a browser, we can refresh it. Just a second, it's taking forever. Okay. So basically the thing was, I haven't used this markers here. Markers, yeah. So in the return statement, this is only the JSX, and this only displays the items that we are having. So the markers variable that was having the coordinates, these coordinates, it sent it to location marker, and basically for that location marker, this icon of red fire got selected, and it basically got this latitude and longitude set returned to that. And here we are basically using this markers only, so that is having this latitude and longitude. So as soon as we save it, we can see different places that are having wildfire, and you can zoom out and it will show for the entire country, like wherever you can there is a possibility, or you can see wherever there is a wildfire, we can find it for the whole world. Like inside United States only there are so many wildfires, and here also you can see these are the places that are having wildfire. So we can like this check out for the entire world, the wildfire, the position of the or the status for of the wildfire. So it will show for the whole world, and I'll just check South America. Okay, it's only present here, and if I try, I can zoom this also to check out the exact location where that is. It is like Las Brisas. So yeah, this is the basic uh, project. Most of the functionality has been done. Now some of the other things is yet to be done, so we'll do that now. So yeah, so now we will be basically providing a location box that if when click if we click on it on a fire, we will basically get a box that displays the info about that particular wildfire. So for that functionality, we will create one more file of the name, maybe location info.js. And this location info.js, first of all, first we'll do our FCE, and then inside this location info, I'll do one thing. I'll first of all this location info, I'll provide it with info. So we'll take this info as a prop, and we'll use it inside our JSX. So let's give this class name of location info, the same name, and this location info, inside of this we will first of all use one h1 tag for the heading, and this h1 tag will be, actually h1 tag will turn out to be a bit a little bigger. So let's provide it with h2 tag, and this h2 tag, inside this will give event location info. Okay, we'll save it, and now I'll create one list li, and this list will have will show id, and the value of the id will be present inside a strong tag, and this strong tag will have the exact value, that is info info.id. This will be the exact value, info.id. And we'll do this similar thing again. We'll give a list, and inside this list we'll give an id, and strong, and inside this I'll give info dot title, and should also be title. We'll save it, and now we basically have a list of two items. One is id and the other one is title. So this only we'll be using. So the next thing is, yeah, so now we will basically go to our mmap.js file, and we'll first of all import, what do we need to import? We need to import location info from location info. And now we will also be importing use state. So for that, import use state from React, save it, and now we will create a use state hook of name location info, comma set, maybe I can just give it to lock info, and the next one will be set lock info, save it, and give it use state of null for the initial part. Yeah, now it's working. So this now what we're gonna do is, we need to set the location value. If we click on this location marker, you can see the icon. So I'll give this so yeah, now we will also provide an on-click function that will basically yeah, so now we will provide an on-click functionality, and inside this we will create run an arrow function that will basically set the location info, the lock info, to id will be set to ev.id, and we will also create the title to be ev.title. So the id part will be set to the id part will be set to ev.id, and ev, what is ev? Ev is nothing but the array, that array, and this will be set to title. So now we'll save it, and yeah, so now we will basically go to our location markers, and Google Map React basically just down of this we will check if lock info is true, then we will call this location info, and inside this we will set the info to be location lock info, and I'll just close this and save it. Now what exactly that will happen is, this location this after on clicking this, the location lock info will be set to this value, and here we will check if there is a value in location info. Then for the location info component, we will set the info value to location info. Basically this info will have the loc info value. And now let's go and see. Currently there is nothing shown. Yeah, you can see id is this, and the title is Wildfire, Douglas County, Oregon, United States. It is showing in the down event location info. So we need to design that, and so first of all let's go to our file, and Yeah, so let's do the designing part of that location info box. So for that, I'll just write location info. Sorry. So for this location, so for the designing part, I'll target the location info. I hope this is the name. I'll just open the location info file. Yeah, location info. So I'll just target that value and set the position to be absolute and give it a top of 50 pixels, maybe, yeah, and right of 50 pixels, along with width of, I can give it width of maybe 400 pixels and sorry, 4000. Let's give it maybe 350. Let's give it a width of 350 pixels. Min height, we'll set it to a minimum height to 200 pixels, along with padding of 20 pixels, and background color will be set to black. But one more thing, I'll show you. Border radius will be set to 10 pixels, and font size 15 pixels, and color white. Now if we save it, when we click we can see this, but this is completely dark, and we it is basically overlapping the other portions of the map. So I should make this transparent. So for making this transparent, I'll just remove this black from here. Just write RGB and A also for making it the adding the transparency effect, and I'll just put everything 0, and now the fourth value will be the transparency. I'll set that to a 0.4, and let's see now. You can see it's showing the data, but it's like somewhat transparent. And if I click on any one of them, like if I click here, you can see the title of this is Any Rich Wind Washington, and I'll zoom it, and you can see that it is the same place. And I can even click on any other one and it will show that Yakima. So these are all the different titles. This is the EONet, and we can add other titles, other things than other than that, because there is an ID and a title. Other than that, the description is not present, and you can say there is no other stuffs other than that. Link is present, and if we click on the link, let's see where we go. We go to different UJSON data, so that is not helpful. I think only these two will be quite helpful, and it will be more than enough to get this data. And it is in top 50 pixels, and right is also 50 pixels. So from top it's 50 pixels, right is also 50 pixels. So anywhere I click, I can get the data. So this is also done now, and the next thing is, yeah, so now let's work on the header.js file, and I'll give that. First of all, this header, I can give one icon also. So for that, let's make the header more attractive. So I'll use import, and I need to also, get the value of that icon. So for that, one second. Yeah, so we can add an icon here, icon, and inside the icon I can give the value of that icon. That will be location info, and location info, actually lock info will be better. Location info, and I'll close it. And now if we see, after refreshing, Currently we are not getting it because we haven't used the header. So I'll go to our app.js file and add a header to it. And now I can see wildfire tracker, and this header actually is not wildfire tracker along with powered by NASA. Let's put this inside the brackets. And I'm not getting this. Okay, icon. Yeah, now let's see. Okay, I'm still not getting that fire icon. So I think location icon will be, let's see, location marker.js, and the icon is location icon. So why isn't it using it? Icon from, okay, I'll need to import this to header also. Okay, I'll use location icon, and location icon is not defined. Okay, location icon from at the rate. Okay, so this should be small l, and now if we save it, we can see the fire icon of it. Let's get that location icon also some coloring. So for that, I need to provide this also a class name of um, header icon, and let's save it. And when I go to my app.css file, first of all, let's target all the elements. So let's first check out for the header, and the text align should be at the center. Now if we see there, it will be present in the center. And the icon, we need to look for the icon. So for that, the icon name was header icon. Okay, so I'll write header icon, and this header icon, I'll set the color to be, let's see if it is blue. Is there any change to it? Yeah, it's getting blue, so I'll make it red. And in red also, I'll hover over it and make it a little more darker and save it. Now, yeah, you can see wildfire tracker. And I can even add that icon at the end, but this itself is enough. So this header, the text line is center, and we need to design the header also. So for that, let's check out the designing part of the header. So for that, yeah, so for the header, I'll put text align at the center. Or even one more thing I can do, I can provide it a padding of 10 pixels. And other than that, background color can be set to somewhat uh, uh, this. Maybe I can do this. Actually, it's the same value, so I'll use something else. Maybe red. Uh, let's check for red first, and then I'll give it a position of relative along. No, sorry, relative will not work. The position should remain fixed, so I'll keep this to be fixed. And top will be 0, left will also be 0, and the right will also be 0. So left will also make it to 0, and the right will also make it to 0. I'll save it and let's see. Sorry. And now if we refresh, we can see wildfire tracker. But this red is very like very dark, very bright. Let's make it a bit darker. And now see, no, it's not even visible. So I'll just go and I'll first make this one more thing. The header The header has an h1 tag, and this header h1 tag will target that, and so we'll write header h1, and for this we'll give a color of white, sorry, white. And now if we save it, we can see, when we refresh, we can see the wildfire tracker in the white color. And we can also make this, give it a font family of maybe Times New Roman. Let's see this. Yeah, this one looks fine. And I'll see one more thing. Would it be better if I track, if everything is in capitals? Let's check this now. Yeah, this looks better now. So I'll save it. So this inside this header we can, uh, yeah, so inside this header tag we'll provide a z index of 100. And now let's first check this for 80 and see what happens. Okay, this is present here, and if I do this for 100, then let's see what happens. Okay, it's almost the same. And okay, I'll just do this. Okay, and it's working properly. Wildfire tracker powered by NASA. And I do not require the footer because it will just make things look ugly if I put a footer. So let's remove this whole file, and I think I'll go to app.js file, just remove the footer from here and save it. Haven't used footer, so I'll delete it, and I'll put this to recycle bin, and I'll save it. Now no errors, nothing. When I go there, I refresh, I can see the fetching data, and as soon as we get the data, we get the whole map along with the wildfires. So by this we can say our whole app is created, this project is completed, and